we'll just go by alphabet.
I didn't ride yesterday, so I'm curious how the legs feel after Tuesday's race. I'm pretty cooked.
Yeah, I can imagine. And by the way, welcome back, Elliot. It's good to have you on the squad.
Yeah, this will be a little bit of fun. Looking forward to riding with you guys again.
And Elliot, Rob, you guys kind of swapped teams, so you guys should do your virtual handshake now.
Okay.
I probably.
Okay, so alphabet, Elliot followed by Frank, Pike, and then Rob and Vince. So do we only have 5 in the pen, or is there anybody else?
When I looked earlier on the sign-up sheet, there were 7 of us on the team. So
I know Casey bailed at the last moment.
Who bailed? Gene?
Casey Burton.
Okay.
Casey quick?
Yeah, he said he had a work thing.
Casey had to leave.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so Tobin is trying to get in here. And Tobin can see Slakken, so he's got the pass. See if Tobin makes it. Oh, Vince, I didn't mean to trump your pull order. I see you had one.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Not important.
Like I said, it's more about flow, and maybe we'll see something. Maybe we'll see something where we got to actually change who we follow. Does anybody have steering?
No, I turned it off.
Okay. Did you turn it off after it was paired?
Before I went to the ride screen, I turned it off as I was pairing.
Okay. So it probably shouldn't show up. You don't have an icon in your leaderboard, right?
No.
Because one of the things I noticed, and steering is going to be turned off on Tuesday, but if you have steering, it actually gives you a better line. It helps you find the best draft faster. Even if you don't use steering.
Huh.
Okay, 20 seconds.
Okay, you guys ramp it up. Again, just 80%. We're not here to burn all the matches.
For watching the other day, but you can actually put the draft in and see what everyone's drafted.
Right. I will try and do that on sauce. I honestly, I hate sauce. I suppose it's if it's set up properly, it looks good. Okay, so Elliot's already up at the front. He'll be followed by Frank. And again, this is just 80% effort. So the first little part here, we're just going to try and make sure we fall into our line. And if you guys want, we can just hold the line we have right now. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just hold this line. So it's Elliot, Rob, Vince, Frank, Pike. Okay, and we need to try and stick to 30 seconds and hold the wheel in front of us. So, Rob, I'm going to get you to pull forward. Elliot, you're going to come off. And then Vince, find second wheel. Frank will be fourth wheel. When you come off, don't come to a complete stop, but definitely a noticeable ramp down in your power and an ease on the second wheel up in power. So just tighten the group up a little bit, and then Rob, I'm going to get you to start easing off, and Vince ever so slightly, just ramp it up. And Frank, you need to know to expect that that wheel is going to be ramping up, so you have to do the same.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice looking line to start off.
Yeah, and then again, about 80% of your power. So what is that? That's in about the 4.2 range, I guess? Or is that too high?
That's good.
Okay. So Vince, when it's your turn to come off about 5 seconds early, that's when you can just start to ease, and then 5 seconds into your pull is when you would start ramping up Frank, so that you guys should pass each other right on your guys' mark. So Frank ramps up, and second wheel Pike, you got to match that speed.
Coming through.
If you ever get a surge like this, my recommendation is push it, get in front, and then allow yourself to ease off again and let the pull order take over.
I'll go to 3 just to make it easy.
Okay, so Frank is going to be on till 3, followed by Pike, and then we go back to the top of the order with Elliot and Rob. If you're in first person view, you shouldn't see yourself, but you should see the wheels in front. Ramp up, Pike. And second wheel is Elliot, ramp up. And third wheel is Rob. Everybody else ease off. It'll be an exaggerated ease off because we're only doing 80%, but this is so you guys can feel how the draft works at the back and know that if you do the line properly, that's where you will get some recovery.
Okay, ramping up.
This, Elliot's ramping up. Second wheel is Rob. Ramp up with him.
Yep.
The TTT on Tuesday is pretty flat until you get to the intestines, and then it gets those 3 big bumps. But race number 6 is anything but flat.
Rob ramping.
It's a TTT.
Okay, easing.
Rob's ramping up. Second wheel follow. Good job, Vince. And then on the TTT bike, like I said, when you're dropping off, don't stop pedaling. You'll lose touch real fast.
Rob easing.
Rob's coming off. Vince is ramping up. Okay, so let's try this without the DS calling it out. You guys know your marks. Just call them out beforehand.
Easing in 5.
Okay, Frank's coming on. Coming on. Frank,
Pike,
easy.
remember your position.
Coming off.
Okay, Pike's moving up, and then Elliot is following it. Everybody remember a TT bike on Tuesday too, right?
Is Mike on now? I can't tell. 6:30. Okay.
Okay, Elliot, and then Robert, you always stay behind Elliot.
Yep.
For this race. Ride. When you guys get a nice little rhythm going, you should be able to see the nuance of the little ramp up and ramp down all the way through. In other words, when you're in the back position, it's an easier ride than when you're in the middle, and certainly it ramps up when you're in the front.
Rob ramping.
Easing.
So is the sweet spot still about 3 meters back, 2 to 3?
Yeah, if you get a little bit past 3, you're out of the sweet spot. If you're at 1, you're just a little too tight.
Okay. So 2 ideally.
Yeah.
Rob easing.
And so you don't have to read the numbers up front. If you're in first person view, you will just see that spot in front of you.
Okay, coming on.
Knowing that there's only 5 riders, Vince, you know that your 4th one's got to be right there. So make sure you've got the match for that power.
Okay, easy.
Go.
You guys are doing great, holding a nice steady line and just cruising along easily.
I'll put it through to 9:30. Easing. High campaign.
Pike is in there.
Rob's gonna be second wheel.
Thank you. If we do know that somebody is struggling when you get to a section like this, there's not very much draft, so you have to let the person that's struggling set the pace, unfortunately. So here, it's not so bad.
Rob ramping.
There's still a draft, but after you get to about 4 or 5%, there's no real draft, and you need to make sure that you're mobbed so that when it flattens out and the draft comes back into play, nobody gets caught back.
Okay, nodding.
Just as you hit the apex of this corner, it kicks up. And
Rob
then it'll
easing.
flatten out again. Here's the steepest part. And now it'll start to level out. And you'll start to pick up speed, and this is where you start to get yourself back into that line. So whoever is going to take the lead, call it out.
This is on the front.
And then get back into your proper rotation.
Okay. Frank will come on 11:30.
The team is up the bank. adjust.
Yeah. Easy.
I think it goes Elliot, Rob,
Yeah.
Vince, Frank, Pike.
Ramping.
Elliot and Pike have swapped, I believe. It's all right. Elliot and Rob are up there right now, followed by Vince and Pike.
Rob's on my wheel.
One
Rob
thing to
ramping.
remember as we start getting into those intestines on Tuesday, that's where Frank and Vince probably will have the most strength left, but we need the fourth person across. So you need to make sure that you work to save that fourth wheel.
Rob easy.
Vince ramping.
Vince is up. Mike is in position.
I'll take until 14.
Okay.
It's easy.
Light coming on.
Back on.
Oh. Light going on. Okay.
Pike, you went a little bit early.
That's all right.
All right.
All good.
When should we take?
Anything downhill, if you are the back rider, dig in and move to the front. Just keep doing the washing machine effect, and this team will pick up a ton of speed in a descent. If you're the last rider, move forward. Kick it a little bit, Vince, especially just before this flat. There you go. 80 kilometers an hour.
Nice. Yeah, we don't do enough of that.
Partly because it breaks the routine, because you're not staying in a line. But if there's a descent of any distance, the last person just picks it up, and the whole team just picks up a ton of speed.
Yeah, like
Ooh, and off.
If you're following the rider up front and you notice a gap is forming, just either try to close it or just ask for a feather off. We don't want to scrub a lot of speed. It takes too long to build up that momentum again.
Cool. Easy.
Rob ramping.
Easing.
Rob easy.
Vince is taking over. Should be Frank, Pike, Elliott. Okay, we get some rollers here. So again, you guys got to watch not to get separated.
Gap between
Okay,
2 and 3.
Coming on?
There's a gap behind us, Frank.
Okay.
Okay. Just ease just ever so slightly. And if you're getting gapped, I need you to dig in just a little bit. It shouldn't be a pull effort, but it should be enough to close the gap.
Okay, we're on.
Okay. I'll go to 1830.
Okay, ramping.
Easy.
When you ease off Pike, be very careful because you're coming up to that little riser.
I'm not on the front.
Sorry, Elliott. I meant Elliott.
Rob ramping.
Okay. Here's a descent. So if you're the back rider, just do a little dig, move to the front. If you're the back rider, just move to the front. There's no primes on Tuesday in the TTT, so you don't need to worry about any segments. Okay, right now it looks like Elliot and Vince are up front, 1-2. Rob's right there.
Easing.
Elliot coming off. Pike's up there, followed by Frank. A little bit of a change in the order. You guys can either go with it or you can fight it. I think you guys should go with it.
Hi, easy. Coming on.
Little riser here. And then another little riser.
Frank season.
Always be careful when you're coming off and you're on a riser. He's going to level off here pretty soon, and then a very, very gentle descent till we get down to
Rob
the gravel.
ramping.
I'll take it to 22. Up, Rod, you going?
Rob just took over.
Then he'll follow Rob.
Okay.
Rob,
if I'm
easy.
de-essing and I call everything out, I end up having to keep everybody extremely honest. If we allow things to go for a bit of a flow, you'll get this feel instead. So you guys got to let me know which one you think is better. Being very, very strict about the rotation, or allow for a couple of little nuances.
Use a little, let the back stay on.
There's that too.
Okay, that's better.
Force yourself into a line.
I'll jump in behind Vincent again.
Pulling off in 5.
Decent ramping.
Easing.
Elliot is off, Vince is up, Frank is second wheel.
Just easing.
You know?
Hey Rob, you do gotta watch Frank's wheel.
Yep.
Although Pike has been doing a good job hanging on to it. Pike, question for you. Do you think it's better that Rob follows Frank, or do you think you want to? I do too. That's why I'm asking the question, because I honestly think that Rob's a better choice to follow Frank.
He's just tying it up.
We're going through.
Rob, let Rob go through after Frank. Rob, I want you to get used to following Frank.
Okay.
The only catch there is to make sure at the end of the race, Frank tends to do longer pulls.
That's true. In those situations, we can swap who's doing second wheel and allow Rob to be in third wheel and then jump up to a pull. To me, it almost feels like there's a way of getting it so that Frank, Vince, and Rob work together.
Rob, easy.
Elliot ramping.
Coming on.
Okay, what do you guys got left in this course? You guys got about 3 kilometers left?
11.
Oh,
We go over the KOM and then the F.
Rob ramping. Rob easy.
Zing. Good job, Elliot. Good job, Vince.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Accelerate through again.
A bit of a gap.
Frank's going to be able to close it. You guys are looking okay. You're doing good, Elliot. In true fashion, the 75-80% ride became 100%, didn't it?
They always do. Accelerate through here. Get some speed.
Okay, everybody else, you got to try and close that gap. There's a little bit of a hill here. Good job, Pike. Elliot,
If you guys can roll through.
everybody's attached. And that should be it for the risers for this course. Okay, as we start going down, if you're the back rider, just dig in. Everybody else, just hold pace until you're the back rider, and then you got to dig in. Small little bump here. Again, if you're the back rider, just dig in and move forward. Go ahead, Frank.
Yep.
Elliot.
Yep.
Good job. If you can do it a little bit quicker, you'll still go a little bit faster, but we hit 70 kilometers an hour, which is hard to do even in a group that's just riding along. Okay, now get into the line. Rob's up front. Pike, just hold that position even if you're not going to pull, but hold that second wheel and we'll get everything sorted out. Vince is moving up.
This is ramping.
Rob can eat, and then Frank will work his way up there.
We have a rabbit cage.
Yeah, I don't know where the rabbit came from. Hang on, Rob.
Yeah.
Just ease and get a line so we can get Rob back on.
Okay.
He's
Frank's on.
almost there.
Come
He's
on.
almost there.
Come on.
Okay, now be careful because when you go through this team, you pick up some of their draft as well, and all of a sudden you get slingshotted. So you guys got to tighten up. Ease up at the front there, Frank. Ease just a touch. Ease just a touch.
Nice line for those guys.
Okay, Pike and Rob, tighten up
Yeah.
and move through. There you go. There you go. We went through in a little bit of a wave, but we're through.
be a bit of a punch climb after this.
Yes, so keep it nice and steady through this sprint segment.
Hey, they're back.
Okay, so we got to drop them.
We'll get on the stage, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Bring it on, I mean.
They're easing to touch. Their captain probably called them off.
We also took 30 seconds off them on the KOA. I'm not worried with this one. Vincent will take you to the base of the climb.
Frank, Vince, and Rob are the strongest. It's okay to allow Elliot and Pike to move to the front. We'll catch them and move in front of them on the way up.
It's easy.
Hey, Frank will go on.
Elliot, Pike, stay up there. You see this guardrail on the right? The elevation ends at the end of the guardrail. Downhill, dig in if you're at the back. 2 reasons: pick up speed, but also close any gaps from anybody that kind of slingshotted over top of the crest. Couple of little rollers here to finish off. Okay, Vince, keep rolling through. Okay. Frank may be able to hold you off, but that's okay. Just keep rolling through. You guys should be under 2K now.
1.3.
So that basically inside that sprint section. But you got to do it with moderation because you have to make sure 4 of you are together. If there's 4, you guys can definitely try and pick up the pace and see if you can stay the 4 together. Elliot's up front digging in. Then right behind them, Frank and Rob and Pike. Bit of a downhill, use it. Dig in and roll through. Keep rolling through, you're about 500 meters away. Team time comes from the 4th one across. So it's up to you two, Elliot and Robert. Great work.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
So the TTT started off extremely well at the beginning. It kind of broke apart a little bit when we started getting some terrain changes. But for the most part, I think we have a pretty good understanding of what works well. And we just need to communicate and make sure we know who's second wheel and ready to ramp up.
Yeah, I'd say the big takeaway with any time we kind of hit the top of a climb, we